Welcome to the Caribbean Property Investing Podcast, where we share real-life experiences for successful Caribbean property entrepreneurs. Learn about their successes, challenges, and strategies to help you create your plan for financial freedom. Now let's get started.
I love my community. It teaches you the importance of being together even through difficult times. Business owners doing their best to make it through. Fishermen and farmers working hard to put food on our tables. Nurses caring for the sick shows me who we are made of. People who care. I guess it's about growing together.
To ruminate, to create your ultimate living space. And at Courts, you'll find what you need. Choose from our wide range of furniture, electronics, and accessories to complete your space. We're here and ready to assist. Give us a call to place your order. Shop online at shopcourts.com or visit us in store. So ruminate at Courts, bringing value home.
Welcome to episode 17 of the Caribbean Property Investing Podcast. As always, we want to show our appreciation and gratitude for supporters, persons who would have liked, shared, obviously viewed, listened. All of that support encourages us to continue pushing and developing new content on this topic, which we are so passionate about, which we think is so important to share the knowledge so we are all in a better position to make decisions that can impact our lives and the lives of our families and friends more favorably. Today, and I always say that, we have a special show because we are announcing officially our strategic partnership with Courts or the Unicomer Group. Our special guest today is Miss Melissa Marius of Courts. Welcome to the show, Melissa.
Thank you for having me.
It's our pleasure. I want to start off by giving our viewers and listeners the reason why we pursue this partnership. For the last 16 years, we've been investing in property, but more so the last 7 to 8 years, we've actually been in property development. And in as much as persons would say, looking at the pure numbers, it might be cheaper to buy your own furniture for your units, for your rental units. When you do a development, or anyone who's built a home, I always say that, and I found that from my own personal experience. When you finish that house, Melissa, you're pretty much broke. That may be a harsh to say, but you stress for cash. And I genuinely believe that's what a housewarming is about. A real housewarming is supposed to help you with the finishing pieces. People bring a bottle of wine, but they probably should bring more a toaster or blender or kettle
or practical. Yes, that's for sure.
Practical things. And I found that doing it one way where you buy furniture from abroad, ship it down. That's one option you have, and I've done that. But I've also more recently gone to Courts, not only because I can have an empty room at 9 o'clock in the morning, an empty condo at 9 o'clock in the morning, and by 3 o'clock I have a fully furnished unit ready to move in. But I have wide choice, and I don't have to put up the cash now. So because I've been using the products from Courts, which I've seen change over the last 5 years, extensively, more than 7 units are furnished by Courts. I thought that I could speak about it. I could talk about the pros and the cons, and I felt it was good. It was good to explore that relationship. So for me, as a property investor, after I spent all the money or the financing to create the units, I then now can go to Courts and say, Courts, I want this unit furnished, and in a day, I can have everything ready for my tenant without having to go in pocket again. So that's my reason for working with Courts. Why don't you tell us, why Courts or Unicomer decided to support the podcast?
Well, firstly, I want to say that you hit the nail on the head for sure. We are aware in terms of person's disposable income, with regard to property investment or property owners, the challenge is having cash readily available to fully furnish, like deck out your house or apartment or condo. That might not be something that is available to everyone right off the bat. So definitely that would be the basis for our hire purchase complement, and that's why we try so hard to remind persons, because people know they know we do credit or hire purchase, but I think sometimes we need to remind them of the benefits, and we'll touch on those a little bit. But with regards to why the partnership, it makes sense. You definitely want to ensure that you're providing the best possible option to your potential renter or the person using the space. And as you rightly said, over the last couple of years, the products that we offer at Courts have diversified greatly, from the more traditional furniture pieces, where right now we have understood that the taste of our customers and the age range of our customers has changed. So we have changed with the times, and we're now able to offer, I think, a wider range of products to appeal to everyone's taste and also everyone's price point. So I think it just makes sense for us to continue with the partnership like this, because you and who tune in, your viewers are definitely our target customers.
And growing up, we've always heard about Courts. We've known Courts. I grew up Leslie, and there was this big Courts on Chaussee Road. I think Christmas time we'd go to look for, I think, carpets and bed. Why don't you tell us a little bit about Courts generally?
Well, yeah, as you rightly said, it started in Saint Lucia 40 years ago, this year, 1981. So it's a household name. It's a name that we have seen develop from the powerhouse, which is what it was called before, to a variety of other taglines. And now we're at bringing value home. And even the brand itself, from the signage and the logo of the past, we can actually see the growth of the brand over the last 40 years. And that's not just the external facade, the brand image itself, but also, again, the products and the services that we offer at Courts. So definitely we have continued to explore and to enjoy a long-lasting relationship here in St. Lucia and, of course, over the wider group. And I think that's just going to continue because, like our customers, we have diversified our business and will continue to do so.
For a long time, you hear the tag, the magic of Courts. I think that was one of your earlier tags years gone by. I didn't quite understand it, and I've always, wondered what it meant, until I experienced it myself personally. As I said, you have an empty unit, and in 5-6 hours, it literally is fully furnished. The concept of
Right.
financing, from Courts. I know you do hire purchase, but you also do cash. Why don't you tell the audience about the options that are available to them? I choose the hire purchase over the last couple of years because of the number of units and the speed of which, as well as the level of financing. But what options are available to customers?
So as a customer, you have the unique opportunity, if you're buying on cash or credit, for you to choose how long you want to take to pay us. Now, our maximum repayment term would be 3 years or 46 months, but a customer can decide, okay, I only want 12 months or 3 months. So the customer actually sets their repayment term length, and that could be for a number of reasons, but most preferably would be just an amount of money that they're able to pay every month. If persons are already in our system, they've shopped on credit before, it's a simple turnaround of a couple of minutes. If everything is in order, if all of the information is updated, we can get them delivery same day. And that's something that we have continued to expand upon over the last, I want to say, 2 to 3 years, our same day delivery option. Once persons purchase by a certain time in the morning, they can actually get delivery the same day. Well, for what we would call ready finance, which is our hire purchase agreement, for persons who were coming in for the first time, we would need 2 forms of ID. We would need a utility bill to verify proof of address. We need a job letter, a recent pay, and 2 references. Once all information is provided, and that can be done in store, or persons can go online to our website, readyfinancecaribbean.com, and you can actually apply for credit online. So it doesn't have to be done in person. You can upload all of your information onto the website. It's processed, and then you are pre-approved for a line of credit to use however you would like.
Now, I know you have the website, so you said readyfinancecaribbean.com, but I also know you have shopcourts.lc.
Yes, so Shopcourts is the e-commerce site where you can buy and so on. You can buy and make purchases and see our products on there. But there's also a link on Shopcourts that will take you to the Ready Finance Caribbean website. So either option would
And
work.
the Shopcourts is a cash purchase.
It is. For right now, yes. We have explored doing credit payments, especially during the lockdown. But we found that the merchants were working through PayPal, and as we know, there are a lot of fees and stuff associated with that platform. So we are currently exploring alternative options. So hopefully in the not so distant future, we will introduce the option where persons can make their credit purchase payments on Shopcourts.
Going back to the actual product itself, which is the Ready Finance for hire purchase. One of the benefits that we've highlighted before, obviously you're not out of pocket and you can get the products right now. The second one is that you can spread the payment over as long a period of time that you would want, or that's manageable for you, up to 36 months.
Right.
The downside is that obviously you pay interest. Talk us through that interest payment and how customers can better manage it. Because for me, I've said that it can work for property investing for landlords, because every month you take a portion of your rent and you pay for the furniture, make your payments from the rent.
Right.
So you're still not out of pocket.
Right. Once you purchase on credit with Ready Finance, you also have the option to attach to your investment, because any hire purchase contract is an investment. You're making an investment, you're making payments towards this item. So you want to make sure that your purchase or your investment is protected. So there are options available. We have bronze, silver, gold, and platinum coverage. And actually, depending on the level of coverage that you choose, you are actually covered, or your hire purchase contract is covered for a variety of reasons. And especially for someone who is into investment properties or you're renting out. So we actually have our credit protection insurance that it's worked into your Ready Finance contract. We at Courts need to shout out more about and to let people know that it's available. But you're making those payments and you want to ensure that if something happens before you pay it off, you have some level of comfort or protection. And I think that that's one benefit that, it's worth the cost. It's worth the extra, the payment, the extra time, because you have that security in the form of insurance.
I can tell you, I have 2 personal stories where this is concerned. At first, I was not a big fan of the warranty, and so I would refuse the warranty. However, I had an experience where I actually did not buy a 55-inch television from Courts. I brought it in from BrandSmart, and within 3 months, the television stopped working. I had that same experience with a microwave. I ordered 2 microwaves for the units, and one microwave worked and the other one never came on. And that was what actually confirmed my position and made me decide from now on, I'm going to buy all electrical items from Courts, because I know that if that happens, I get it replaced. I also had one burglary. I did not even know that. I did not know that once my products are under the credit terms, the credit coverage, that it gets replaced. So I called.
Once you have a police report,
I called Soma about replacement of the units. She said, "But Anselm, you covered." I said, "I'm covered? I didn't know that."
Exactly.
And I got a number of items replaced from the burglar microwave,
Yes.
television. I got all those items replaced, which was like a godsend for me. As a landlord, I mean, it was a godsend. I was really, really happy about that. But my story is not even finished yet. I was very reluctant to take a warranty on non-electrical items. So for all landlords listening to me, take the warranty on the beds. On the beds. For my short-term rentals, I had a warranty on the beds, and I had a German couple. I don't know if they were on a honeymoon, and within 2 days of their stay, the base of the bed broke in the middle. And because I was covered,
Oh
my
wow.
my bed frame was replaced. And so I would never thought of doing non-electrical items, but now everything is covered, and it makes a difference. It gives you security and comfort, and this is a real story. So when you talk about the other benefits such as loss of employment, I think these are to be given serious considerations when we're thinking of buying cash or buying credit. Obviously, I'm not there advocating people to increase their debt, but I've always said, and from the practice, there's good debt and there's bad debt. Debt to that generates income and your net position is positive, I think it's good debt.
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
tell the audience about the manufacturer warranty and the extended warranty. What are the differences and some of the additional benefits?
Okay, well, you touched on two different points. The credit protection insurance that comes in with your hire purchase contract. That is what's going to cover you. So there's an insurance coverage, and that's what's going to cover death, redundancy, fire, theft, flood, burglary. So the credit protection insurance will cover you for these external factors. So something outside of a fault or a defect with the actual product itself. For those types of issues, so there's something faulty, your part goes bad, or that sort of stuff, that's where the manufacturer's warranty would come in. And because we have the unique opportunity to work directly with our international suppliers, we will honor the 1 year manufacturer's warranty that comes with all appliances and electronics right off the bat. But of course, we did mention that at courts, we do have options that go way beyond the 12 months, as much as 36 months. So we do offer our customers the opportunity to get the extended warranty. So that will be in addition to the 1 year manufacturer's warranty, you can get up to another 36 months for televisions, fridges, washing machines, that sort of stuff. And again, that would be anything that is not necessarily as a result of user error. So if you mishandle the product, it wouldn't necessarily be covered. But if there's a fault or a defect in the product over the period of time, then the warranty would cover that. So it's a twofold protection you have. You have the credit protection insurance for external elements like the burglary, the flooding, you lose your job, you're hospitalized, and then you have ones that will safeguard against defects in the product. I won't say defects, but faults that may arise in the product during the course of your use of it.
And as I said earlier, I was not a big fan of taking an extended warranty on a non-electrical item, but I had an experience where a German couple broke a base of a bed, after about 2 days, staying with one of the units. And maybe because it was a honeymoon trip, I don't know, but a lot of persons won't necessarily think of taking an extended warranty for a non-electrical item, but I can assure them out of personal experience that it might be worth it on items that you might not think we need it, and it could be definitely beneficial.
I think for your core audience, which is investors and persons who are doing this as a form of generating income, I would say the more protection, the better. The more options you have to safeguard the products that you're spending your money on, because you want to ensure that you're getting full use of the lifespan of the product. I think that if you're coming into this or you purchasing as an investment, because you're not using it, it's not for your personal use. So you definitely have no guarantee that persons are going to be using the products or your furniture or even your place, your space in the best way. So I think for this purpose, I would recommend definitely that persons not just take the warranties on the electrical items, but on all of the items that they're purchasing, especially if it's something that you're purchasing on credit.
And as a landlord, we think that we could save money if we have the cash by ordering directly from the US. But as I said earlier, I had two bad experiences. A television after 3 months, 55-inch television stopped working, and when I ordered two microwaves, one came dead on arrival, and the cost of shipping the microwave, which was 350 US, back to the US, was not worth it. And so, because of those three specific incidents, and of course a burglary where all my items were replaced because of the credit protection, that gave me the resolve, and the comfort that I'm better off actually taking it on a hire purchase, shorten the term, or actually lengthen the term to 36 months and pay for my rental income every month. And that gives me peace of mind.
And even with things like factory recalls, because that's very relevant here, even again, because we buy directly from the supplier. So let's say a brand, a certain model of something has been recalled by the manufacturer. Because you're buying from Course, which is a reputable brand, and we have those relationships and you have that protection, we can honor the factory recall and say, okay, this model, 5 of them were sold in our market, these have been recalled, so we are going to take them back, and then we're going to issue you, come in to reselect something different or whatever. So even something like that traditionally would not apply in our market, we do have that advantage, or a customer would have that advantage or that protection because they're shopping with us. So definitely that's something for persons to bear in mind as well.
If I'm covered by the 1-year manufacturer warranty, wouldn't I want to take it like closer to the end, so I get year 2 and year 3 covered if I'm doing the 3-year or 36-month financing agreement?
Well, that depends on you, but will you remember to come in to get it afterwards? And that's the thing. Or people will tell you, my warranty just expired 2 months ago, and now the thing is not working. And for whatever reason, it works out that way. But that's something that we hear too often. So we definitely encourage persons to try to take the warranty option from jump. Yes, you have the 1 year, but again, as I mentioned, our extended warranty option will take you way beyond that.
And my question, just to give the an idea of what is the cost of the extended warranty, maybe as a percentage of the price, it's like 10%, additional 10%.
I don't know, less than that. It's less than that. It's less than that, and it varies based on the product type. So electronic products would have a different warranty based than, let's say, a furniture item, and for obvious reasons. So I think it varies based on the type of product, but it's less than 10%.
I think as a guide, I have not paid more than $200 as a warranty.
About that,
warranty coverage,
and it would also be a percentage of the total product amount. Yeah, but it's not as much as 10%. No.
Correct. And I'm talking about purchase of a fridge which might cost like $6,000 or $5,000.
Yeah, exactly.
It was less than $200.
Exactly.
And my entire fridge
it's less than what it costs to get a new fridge, for sure. So, or even a part for that fridge in some cases. So
now I want to make sure that our audience understand that we're talking cost, but it's in the same vein of property investing. And I can tell you that the wider product range that is now covered now has assisted me greatly, because I would have had to get cash to buy linen, to buy cutlery, crockery, to buy plates, mugs, just new items which were not typically carried. And now I'm able to purchase those things at cost, or actually get them with no money down and pay them over time. Tell us about the new range of products that Cots has embarked on. In fact, I wish that range would be even wider. I want to get the entire from top to bottom. I wish I can get it at Cots.
We're getting there. Definitely, I think one thing that we're proud of and we have continued to see over the last 5 years, I want to say, is the move away from the traditional furniture electronic appliance. So not just your big ticket items, as you rightly said, your dining ware, your cookware, your silverware. We have expanded now into even plumbing. That's a new exciting option. So we're offering plumbing fixtures at Courts with the Pfizer brand that we carry right now. We also have, of let's say, the last 3 months, introduced tools. So Black and Decker and DeWalt power tools are also available. And for a property owner, a drill is important, something that you should probably have on hand, just so you could do your own DIYs if you need to change something. So that's definitely something that we have seen the need for, and we will continue to do that. And I can only tell you more is it's definitely going to continue way beyond that.
Over the last 12 months, I benefited from a number of crazy sales, 70% off sales on accessories. I have some help with my decorating, but it's certainly not my strong suit. I was able to get quite a number of pieces at 70% off, and I'm seeing more and more. There's a line extension into accessories,
Oh, yeah.
paintings, and kind of accent furniture.
Yeah, again, I feel like, especially the last 12 months, like you rightly said, with COVID and persons spending more time inside and at home, they've we have taken on a lot more in terms of customers just wanting to make and personalize their space, make it something that's a reflection of them, and make it something that's a lot more inviting and comfortable. So for sure, we have I can actually tell you that our accessories and the suppliers that we have been partnering with over the last year have provided a wide range of options. I mean, every time I go downstairs into the store, I have to go without my purse because I don't want to be tempted to buy anything. But not only is the variety very vast, but the price points are it's very well priced in terms of what you're getting. So I think that we will continue to see that because persons just now, you have to stay inside anyway, or we're trying our best to stay inside, so we want to make it as comfortable and as appealing as possible. So that's definitely going to continue, and I think we have found the right suppliers to get us that range that we need at the price that we need to get it here.
In terms of my kind of positioning of my product, I like clean
Mm-hmm.
lines, very very neutral colors, and
Mm-hmm.
modern shapes. Increasingly, I've given Cots a lot of pressure for St. Lucians and Dominicans listening to the podcast. I'm not a big fan of glug glug, and glug glug is what we refer to as anything extra, anything that's ornate, ostentatious, anything that is, a lot. And I'm seeing not as much as I would like to see. Obviously, I'm not buying out of
Mm-hmm.
Cots, but
Yes.
I'm seeing an increasing amount of modern pieces. Not as much as I said, not more, not even more than 25%. But I know that I can find them, and I found some modern pieces there as
Right.
opposed to the sofas with the wide
More
opening
traditional.
arms. Yeah.
I want to say yes, we definitely have tapped into that style of furnishing and decor for a lack of a better word, but the majority of our customers actually do prefer a more traditional piece, and I can tell you that off the bat from sales, just by our sales patterns. So even like, let's say, the bedroom furniture, we have a lot of customers who resonate with the solid wood, ornate poster bed, that type of design. That's very popular with our customers. So we're typically just following the trends, following what the customers are asking for, following what sells. So for the modern pieces, the more clean line, streamlined pieces, you may see one or two of those, and that's simply us testing the market. So we may bring in quite a few, or very limited numbers rather, of those items to see how the market responds, and then depending on the uptake, then we would probably look at expanding on that type of furnishing. But for the most part, it's what the customers ask for. And you mentioned that you've been given pressure, but you do know that you can custom order stuff as well. So you can come in if there's something that our suppliers offer that for whatever reason we wouldn't bring it in because it doesn't appeal to like the masses, but we do, and we have on occasion customers coming. And I remember particularly one time I wanted a circular sectional. That's not something that people ask for all the time, but he wanted it. We had a supplier who provided it, and we were able to custom order for him. So that's something that's definitely available to our customers. We want to make sure at the end of the day that your space is uniquely yours. And of course, like you mentioned, you may not be the interior decorator, but you know what you want. So we definitely would have a way of getting it to you and making recommendations so that the whole look or feel of your apartment, or people will come with a picture. Okay, this is what my chair looks like. I want a rug and I want a side table or a lamp or something to go with it. So we definitely have that flexibility.
Tell our audience about Servitech. Over time, after your warranty expires and you may need maintenance or repair, I would typically call Servitech. I've had good experiences with Servitech. The lady who is the supervisor there, very responsive. But I know at times, we have issues with parts, replacement parts, the time it takes. And for an essential household appliance, you just do have the 3 weeks when you have to do laundry. So tell the audience about Servitech, what role they play and how do we get the best out of them?
Well, Servitech started off as just our service department, our technical service department, of course, and it has emerged or grown into a brand on its own. So before, Servitech was simply the service department or service desk in a Court store, and now we're definitely trying to mold it as the number one location for spare parts and repairs, not just for Court customers, but for all customers, contractors, repairmen in general. So you definitely will see and continue to see this brand emerging and standing out on its own. But for regular everyday, we bought something and you have an issue, customers would typically go into the store, go back to their salesperson. But Servitech is essentially our after sales service provider. So persons with a Court product or purchase or query for any of their products can go directly to Servitech because, of course, they would have access to your account information to see what level of coverage that you have. Sometimes it's something as simple as maybe persons are not familiar with the mechanics. So I can tell you for the washing machines, when we just started with the digital washing machines, so it's no longer the crank knob where you turn and do the settings. Oh, our customers were not happy with that at all. They wanted the old one. They wanted to turn the knob. They wanted to, they did not understand and the settings. So you would have a lot of people buying the machine, and as soon as they purchase, the salesperson would say, okay, when you get home and they deliver, just call this number and we'll tell you how to use it. Because it was just a simple matter of somebody talking them through the functions of the product. So Servitech is not necessarily someplace to go after the fact or after your warranty has ended or you need a part, but to help you every step of the way. And I've had people call Servitech to help them set up their smart TVs, to help them with their washers, whatever it may be. Even just the servicing of the AC units, that's something we encourage persons to do because that's something that we kind of take for granted. But it's important to service your AC units relatively frequently. So these options are available at Servitech. And as I mentioned, that is a brand that we are looking to continue to just inform persons about the opportunities available there, not just for after you've gone to the store and they send you across. You can go to Servitech directly and they would be able to take care of whatever the needs of the customers are.
I want to go back to what we call the magic of Courts, having an empty apartment at 9 o'clock and a full house by 3 o'clock. What are some of the obligations of Courts in terms of installation? So when I order bed, appliances, you are obligated to set up for me, install it properly, make sure everything is working before you leave, right?
Obligated, no. And why I say no, because and that's why I say no. In the past, as you rightly mentioned, with our more traditional furniture pieces, let's say you buy a solid wood bed frame, right? Something like that, obviously, you would need somebody to put it up for you. But for persons like you and your taste of the sleek, modern, let's say you buy something and it comes flat pack, um, that you do have customers who will tell you, just bring my thing and I'll install it myself. So with the change in the type of product that we've brought in, we've also made a change to our business model where the installation now is optional. So it's not something that is you have to get it or it will come guaranteed. It is optional. So customer can, and I can use IKEA as a business model that kind of set the trend for that type of product. Because you go to IKEA or you go to Target or one of those places and you buy something flat pack, you go home with the box and you may have an Allen key in
Do
there
it
and that's
yourself.
it, and you pick it up. That's right. So that kind of has, and that's not just a court thing. That's just the trend with this type of business. But we do have some customers who don't want to do that. And I'm one of those people. I will pay my money, get it done properly, fix it. So
But
customers who do
I have a
want
tip.
that done,
I have a dining set installed, and I don't think I paid for it. And the installer was subcontracted, and he came with his
not
wife. His
all
wife was
the time.
actually
It
helping him.
depends on the product. It
Yeah.
depends on the product. It does, but some products do come with the option and some don't. But it at the customer's discretion, because, like I mentioned, especially now with COVID, you find a lot of customers tell you they don't want a lot of people coming into their home. If once the delivery is done, then they'll take care of their own installation. I mean, there's stuff like, for example, like an AC unit. Also, we do offer installation of ACs, but somebody else might have their own personal AC repairman or their own personal contractor that they want to do their installation. So with these conversations and the emergence of all of these things, the installation option is something that the customer can choose to add on when it's necessary or not. Washing machines too. Somebody would say things like a washing machine or a fridge. They don't need any installation or anything like that. But little things like after your fridge is delivered, you have to set it down for a couple of hours before you turn it on or you plug it in. People don't know that necessarily off the top of their head. The delivery guys will tell you, okay, the fridge has been moved. You need to leave it for a couple of hours before you plug it in. That's not common knowledge per se. Some of the washing machines also come with a shipping screw. So there's something, a bolt in the washer to hold the agitator in place to make sure that it's secure during shipping. But when you're ready to use it, you need to take that bolt out. Again, the regular customer is not going to know these things. So some of the products in the stores, you'll actually see installation required tickets on, like a little sticker on the product, or on the ticket itself, the price ticket, they'll have a little drill, and that will tell you that there's some sort of installation, a professional installation that is required for that particular product. It's not for everything, but it just would depend on the type of product that you purchase.
No, I don't want our audience to think that, it's all, what's it, roses and daisies. Um, with
I
this
wish.
with this relationship. Yes, I can get the products, in 6 hours and have my place, ready to go. But when I don't pay, it's a different story. The late great Jeff Elver, the mighty Pele of Saint Lucia, has this famous Christmas carol, Tradition Noel. And I think somewhere in that Christmas carol, they speak of the joy of Christmas,
Mhm.
but then they talk about the horrors of payment in January. Why don't
Mhm.
you tell the audience the process or the steps that courts takes to ensure that they give us the best opportunity to maintain our high credit rating and our payments, and what are
Mhm.
some of the, I don't use consequences, but just the
Mhm.
general policy of what happens when you are unable to make your regular monthly payments.
Well, I'm glad you touched on that for a variety of reasons. One being, persons need to understand that a hire purchase contract is exactly that. It's a contract, like you would take with a bank if you buying a car, whatever the case may be. If your internet, your water, your electricity. I find a lot of the times, and we always joke about this, you do your budget, right? You set up your budget for the month and you'll be like, okay, I have to pay my rent, I have to pay my water, I have to pay my internet. But you're sitting on your couch doing your budget, but you're not thinking about paying for the couch that you're sitting on because but that is a priority. A higher purchase
After
contract,
cuts. After
a
cuts.
contract. So
Yes.
by offering the customers the opportunity to pick their repayment term, because remember, you decided that you're going to pay this off in 12 months. You decided you know what the 12-month payment will be every month, your monthly payment. I find sometimes persons are lax on this particular type of contract, and I think it's because instant gratification might be a reason too. You don't have to wait for it, it's already at your home, it's already there. you know so that might happen. That might be, I think that might be one of the options available. During COVID and the lockdown, some people just didn't want to leave their house, so we had to find a way to make it so persons could make their payments. We had to say, okay, well, there's online banking, there's whatever. What can we do to make it more convenient for our customers? So if it's a matter of, okay, I'm not able to, for whatever reason, make the payment this month, we always, and I say this all the time, give us a phone call. If you don't want to call the landline and speak to a stranger. Call your salesperson. Call your salesperson that you've developed that relationship with over the period of time and see, this month my payment will be late or whatever. Have them put a note on your account. Make some kind of effort towards it. But once the payment is lapsed, and especially around the Christmas season, as you mentioned, that is the time when we would get the majority of our sales. That's when persons shop the most, at courts and most other places. You would find that what we've tried to do over that period from September to December is offer our customers what we would call deferred payments. So nothing to pay for 90 days, nothing to pay for 60 days. And it's done during that time of year strategically because we do know, yes, this is the time where people buy, but also it's the time when people are spending on everything. So you bought the couch, you bought the rug, but you need to buy the ham and the turkey and you want to drink and be merry. So with that in mind, we have offered and will continue to offer our customers the opportunity of 3 months where you can get yourself settled, do what you have to do before that first payment becomes due. So some customers will pay before the 3 months, but some people won't. Some people, the 3 months will pass and a payment will not be forthcoming. So you definitely will get a phone call. There will be a conversation because we still have to protect that investment on our end. And that's part of the process. It is what it is. But for lack of it, I mean, we won't call you or we shouldn't call you if there's no payment due. And I think that's just a learning that people just have to be more disciplined in terms of, yes, you have been afforded this higher purchase contract, but you are obligated to make your monthly payment because it's something that you have signed and agreed to do.
So, okay, so I decided to spend on other things and I haven't paid
Mm-hmm.
in 3 months. Let us know the
Mm-hmm.
process of the ultimate, home delivery, not to
But
install, but actually extract.
to be fair, there's not a one size fit all process. So you not paying in 3 months and me not paying in 3 months, the resolve or the process is not going to necessarily be the same because you have to take into consideration the customer history. That's important. Are you a customer who've had a stellar history of payment with us over the past couple of years and then all of a sudden there's a drop in your payments? That will raise a flag because that it does not keep into the type of customer that we know you to be. So it's not a one size fits all approach if customers are delinquent or there's no payment option. There's definitely something that has to be done personalized. Over the last year, we came out with credit care, and credit care was in response to the COVID-19 pandemic, where we understood that although some of our customers, their income may not have been affected at all, they just want to be a little bit more cautious about their spending. And so we were able to develop a program that would allow customers the opportunity to say, I need to freeze my account. And essentially, we would do just that. We would press pause. No payments are due, no fees are applied, no arrears would be taken off for a stipulated period because we understood that this pandemic is affecting everybody. even beyond COVID-19, something that jumps out at me was the last hurricane that affected Dominica specifically. Dominica was ravaged, and a lot of our customers they lost everything, including a lot of the products that they would have bought or have been still paying for at courts. I think in the history of Unicomer in the OECS, that was one of the periods where we were able to, through our credit protection insurance, help out a lot of customers by closing off and paying off. I think it was over $200,000 worth of credits that we were able to write off through the insurance for those customers who had higher purchase accounts that were up to date up until the time of the hurricane. And we were able to say, okay, guys, you know what, your accounts can be written off because your account was up to date. So it's not just a matter of paying for the sake of paying, but making sure that your account is up to date. In the event of unforeseen circumstances with the credit insurance, you are in a better place to get all of those benefits.
So I didn't do all of that. I didn't contact my sales officer. I just stopped paying. I have my
Well, they will call. We will call you.
So tell me, so you come, you repo me because you probably can't find me, but when you eventually get me, you take yourself
Oh, we can find you.
What recourse do I have now? After the new leave, I now have a partner who's better organized with money, better organized and can manage money better than I can. So now I want a fresh start. What's my path to redemption, of course, to get back in the good graces where I can actually now get a new product?
There's several opportunities. We have had in the past debt forgiveness programs where we tell people, okay, if you have debt older than probably 5 years or whatever, at a certain amount, we would write off a certain amount of debt. You pay a percentage of what was outstanding, and then we can start off fresh. So that's something that we have done in the past. For some customers, we may say to them, okay, our business model is zero down, no deposit for a specific period, but because you're trying to rebuild or reestablish a line of credit with us, we may ask you to put a deposit down of a certain amount, and then we would test out the waters and see, okay, how would you pay this over 6 months? And if you work with that, then we would slowly try to build a new credit history with the company. So there's definitely various options available. We may look at salary deductions. It's not mandatory for our customers. Some persons prefer it. However, again, if in the past you did not have a history and you're trying to do that, we might say, okay, let's do a salary deduction for your place of employment. We'll try it for this one purchase, and depending on how that goes, then we can, look at reestablishing a line of credit where you don't need those. So there are different approaches that would be taken. It just depends on the circumstance and the customer. You could also get somebody to sign up with you. So you said a partner, so you and your partner take it. Your name is on the account as well, but the partner can now at least sign on because they are in a better position to help you reestablish a line of credit until you get to the point where, okay, the system will allow you to stand on your own again or be a credit customer. So there are definitely options available, but that can only be done through dialogue. I mean, a lot of people 10 years ago, they bought something, they were like straight out of school, they didn't pay it properly, and then they had to get repossessed for whatever reason, and they feel like they could never buy a COTS again. So you know what they do? They buy on cash all the time, or they get people to take the stuff for them. But you're not doing yourself any justice in that, because you could have been establishing a line of credit for yourself, because then they'll say, I didn't come back and take it, but I've been buying things on my husband's name for the last 5 years. But if you had done it on your name and done it through us, we would have actually been in a position now where you can reestablish a line of credit. So I think that dialogue is important. I think for sure, if something is wrong or your product is faulty or whatever, people come in and they say that, but also come to us if you're having an issue, because there's opportunities for us to meet you halfway and try to bring back those customers who feel like they would never get credit again, or they can never get credit again.
That's a lot of personalization and flexibility. But Melissa, my final question, going back to are pure property investing investors and landlords. What advice do you have for people like us, maybe just starting off and wanting to leverage higher purchase to get our apartments, homes, condos ready for rental? What do you think? What do you advise us should be our approach in dealing with courts?
Your approach is to be present. So shopper, come visit us. And then you need to tell them that you need to come to courts. First of all, you need to come in, because you will sometimes, like you said, we have sales all the time. We have deals all the time. We have new products all the time. So you definitely have to keep in constant contact. Find a salesperson that you can align yourself with. Let them know what you're looking for. So if it's a studio apartment, you obviously would have a list of the items that you need, as a price point you want to stay within. Our salespersons are very knowledgeable. They will tell you, okay, we carry 7 different kinds of fridges, for example, at these various price points in these various colors. So I think the first step would be to align yourself with a CSR that you're comfortable with, but also just keep checking our website, walk by the store, come into the store, see what we have available, because our product range is ever changing, ever evolving, and there's always a deal, a special, a sale, something coming up that you can definitely take advantage of.
And even when you see the price on the sticker, you can still ask for a better price, a bigger discount.
You definitely can. You definitely can. If you were coming in and you finishing an entire apartment, yeah, why not? I have customers, and I'm not even a salesperson, but I can tell you, I have customers who are new property owners, newlyweds. They come in, they shop around, they're in the store very often. You build a rapport because these customers are in the store, they come in, they've been looking for stuff, they take their notepad, they take pictures, they ask questions, and then they come back in all the time. They tell you, okay, this is what I'm looking for, or the salesperson will call them when something new comes in. I think it's anything else, as a property owner or investor, you want to make sure you get value for money. And the only way for you to do that is to shop around and to make sure that you know, seeing what's out there and getting the best possible deal available to you.
Before we go, I want to thank you and Courts for partnering with us for Saint Lucia's first ever home showcase. We did that 2 years ago, and because of COVID, we didn't do it. And the home showcase
was a lot of fun, and I was looking forward to last year.
It's a weekend from Friday to Sunday where we have a huge display of all providers of everything home, from the roofing to the flooring. Of course, you know, Courts covers a large portion of that. Hopefully, we can do it again this year. And it's typically the last weekend in November, just before you get that Christmas pay packet, so you can actually purchase during that weekend. So, you've been listening to another episode of the Caribbean Property Investing Podcast, where we explored a relationship or a partnership and announced our partnership with Courts, specifically as it relates to helping property investors and landlords manage cash flow and benefit from the facility of hire purchase. Remember, every Monday we do Motivational Mondays on Instagram. Every Tuesday we do Tuesday Tips. Check out our YouTube page, our Instagram page, our website, Caribbean Property Investing. Until next time, remember what we always say: everyone needs somewhere to live, so you might as well own yours. See you.
I love my community. It teaches you the importance of being together even through difficult times. Business owners doing their best to make it through. Fishermen and farmers working hard to put food on our tables. Nurses caring for the sick shows me who we are made of. People who care. I guess it's about growing together.
To ruminate, to create your ultimate living space. And at Courts, you'll find what you need. Choose from our wide range of furniture, electronics, and accessories to complete your space. We're here and ready to assist. Give us a call to place your order. Shop online at shopcourts.com or visit us in store. So ruminate at Courts, bringing value home.
Congratulations and thank you for tuning in to the Caribbean's first property investing podcast. We want to help Caribbean people create wealth and achieve financial freedom through property investing. Our show provides general advice based on personal experiences and is for educational purposes only. For more information, resources, and past episodes, visit us at CaribbeanPropertyInvesting.com. Remember to click the subscribe button so you never miss a show. Let's go.